Казахстанском педагогическом университете. Расскажет нам о влиянии цифровых технологий на методы обучения иностранных языков. Давайте послушаем, встречайте громкими аплодисментами и покажите шымкентскую гостеприимность.
Thank you. Hello everyone, my name is Josh. Thank you all for coming tonight and listening to my talk. I'm sorry I can't really speak Russian or Kazakh, so I will be speaking in English. But tonight I'm going to be talking about language acquisition and through digital media. So in this day and age, there's been a huge digital revolution. In the past 20 years, we've seen a great big change in the way we use and see technology. Is that better? Okay, I hope this works. All right. So as you can see, there's a digital revolution. 20 years ago, we used technology totally different than how we use it today. We had phone landlines and they were very, oh, okay. Is this better? Nice. All right. So it's been a global digital revolution. It reminds me a lot of the movie The Matrix. And we've used technology now every day. It's everywhere. We see it in our phones, in our TVs, even in our cars, our refrigerators. It's everywhere. It's ubiquitous. And so what I'm going to talk about is how this is extremely important in the classroom for learning languages. So before, in classrooms, it was very hard to get really good, authentic, practical languages. Most of the time you learned from a book or a teacher. They maybe weren't native speakers, so it was usually very boring and hard to understand. But as technology advanced, we were able to connect globally, and you can get real, authentic language and culture from all over the globe. It's really changed how we learn and see both languages and culture. For example, in America, for a long time, we didn't know much about Kazakh language or culture, but now because of the digital revolution, we've been able to learn the language, the culture, and really connect with the people and the land. So why is language acquisition important? It's really important because it's the fundamental way we understand cultures, and communication is key. If you cannot communicate, how can you understand each other and build friendship and camaraderie? So it's very important. And so in the classroom, teachers are the first step in getting language and learning language. So they are key into understanding how cultures can connect with each other. And there are many different types of digital media that we use in the classroom. So one, for example, is smart TVs or just televisions in general. They allow us to stream content. For example, like on YouTube or Vine. We can also access any website from anywhere in the world in a second. It's extremely useful because we can get language as it is right now. So before, lots of times it was outdated language, and a language evolves really quickly. So because of digital media, we're allowed to evolve with the language, and it helps us truly understand language and culture. Also, digital storytelling is another way. So it not only allows us to see real life practical English or whatever language it is, but we can also preserve languages that are dying out. So some languages don't have a lot of information, and digital media is allowing us to save these languages for future generations. As you know, we also have computers, laptops, notebooks. They're also a great resource. Again, like a smart TV, you can use them to access all sorts of materials. On top of that, the most obvious one that we all have is a phone, whether it is a smartphone, a mobile phone, or whatever, and apps. There are thousands of apps that we can use in the classroom to help us increase and learn languages and culture. And I have a few up here just to list, like Duolingo, Rosetta, and Instructor, things like this. They're really useful and helpful in learning language, learning culture, and really understanding each other and becoming a more global, peaceful place. And Babbel's another really good one. So here's a few of them for you that you could possibly use. So what are the benefits of language acquisition? One of the major things is talking to people. So if you're able to acquire language, it means you can talk to each other. Without communication, we cannot build friendship. You cannot build anything without language. So We need that, and that's the fundamental thing. And digital media allows us to get real, authentic material so we can talk to people who are maybe not like outdated and things like that, for example. So it also gives us practical English, what people say every day or whatever language it is. It's practical, it's useful. On top of that, we also have ubiquity and connectivity. So this allows us to, one, connect with anyone, anywhere, at any time. It's really useful, it's really helpful. Before, it was hard to get information. It took a lot of time, and sometimes it wasn't accurate or good. On top of that, ubiquity. Thanks to phones, pretty much everyone has a phone, so we can get information and things like that whenever, wherever we want. And pretty much there's also Wi-Fi everywhere, so it's really, really useful. It's also a utility, meaning that technology is a language that everyone knows. Most buttons are universal. You maybe don't have the same language or name for it, but you know what the button means. Green means go, red means stop, things like that. So it's very useful and easy, and it can transcend all ages, whether young children, old, in between. And on top of that, these digital medias help us understand culture in a different way. So, for example, there are some cultures that we don't have much information, but sometimes they have phones and they can stream video content, like digital storytelling. This is sometimes the only information we have about these languages and cultures. So with this material, we're allowed to do this, and this is connectability. And this is probably one of the key things of digital media for the classroom. And it can be outside of the classroom as well, which is great. So these medias don't need to be just in the classroom. And on top of that, they're very fun and engaging. They really allow students to learn language in a very enjoyable way. No one wants to just read a book or listen to their teacher talk and talk and talk. It's much better to get them interactive and use things that they know. So incorporate digital games or social platforms. They're all useful and helpful in helping people really want to learn languages. So in conclusion, basically, language is like glasses. Each person has glasses and understands a language, but they maybe see it in a different color. So through digital media, we're allowed to put all these colors together and truly understand what colors you see, and that way we can all get a different perspective of the world, but share it together. Thank you so much, and thank you for your time.
Половину не поняли, что ли,